subscribe and hit the notification bell to help us achieve the 300k mortal plan. Every soul counts. If you guys missed the newest chapter 2, Vegeta falls in love with Bulma on planet Namek, the original Dragon Ball fan manga by Queen of Fangs on Twitter, I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description below and the top comment. Go ahead and check it out because I dropped it late last night and hopefully you guys didn't miss it. Today we have a brand new look into exactly what the arc is going to be after Moro. This is the new stuff, guys, and we finally get to see not only a hint of what Granola's mission is going to be in Dragon Ball Super Chapter 67, but also we get to see a face reveal for this guy and see exactly who he looks like and honestly what his skill set is going to be. So the first page that we have here for you guys is the aftermath of Beerus and Whis getting called up to the Grand Priest's place where the Omni Kings are, or the Omni King's palace. And I gotta say, I am not a huge fan of just this page in general. I was hoping that there was going to be some major consequences for the fact that Whis let his would assume to be his younger brother pass away and erase himself. Like, he committed suicide essentially, and it looks like the Grand Priest really didn't have a talk with him at all. He kind of looks like he is in a good mood, and it looks like this is his punishment. Honestly, it looks like this is Beerus' punishment also, that they have to play, him and the Kai have to play with both the Omni Kings and essentially give them piggyback rides and horsey rides, and of course they just put this whole page as a gag for exactly what the future of Dragon Ball Super is going to be. But at the same time, I wish there was something more serious here. I mean, a little bit seriousness comes from Whis looking into his staff, because I believe he's finding out now that Goku finally defeated Moro, but it's unclear whether they're getting punished because Moro even became as powerful as he was, or are they getting punished because Beerus is passed away. Now, I saw some spoilers a little bit ago that Beerus' death is permanent, which I like. I just wish there was more of that sorrow, that sadness from someone that Beerus is gone. I'm hoping that it comes from either Jaco or Goku at this point, because it sure as shit ain't gonna come from the Grand Priest. It doesn't seem that he really cares that his kid died. And at the same time, I'm hoping that the Galactic Patrol do an honorary sort of burial for him, since he was a cop, and that's usually how things go when somebody passes away like that, who has rank and, like Beerus, has prestige. They usually have a tremendous funeral for him, so I'm hoping that we at least get to see that, and Beerus' death isn't just brushed over like it was nothing. The next thing we have is, it looks like the scene that we saw from the trailer for this chapter, and it is just what's left of 73's head and a little white disc. Obviously it's a different color, but you know, this is a manga, so it looks like this. It attaches itself to his head, turning him on. So as I said before, this is not part of 73, I don't think. 73 is missing half his head, so something attaching itself to his chin is not going to revive him. At least I don't think that it would. So this is someone else trying to gain control over him and activate him, but who, we find out next, because after that we get these interesting looking security guards, and I'm saying they're security guards because they just look like fodder, honestly. They're wearing these discs on their head. I don't mind the designs. I actually do like that Toyotaro is kind of getting outside the box and, you know, using different designs for different cultures in Dragon Ball. Like, we only really seen the main ones, and he actually does pull from things that are obscure from Dragon Ball Z and even sometimes Heroes and even the movies. He chooses some designs that look very similar to those and puts them into his manga, and he does it beautifully in Moro, and now he seems to be doing it again. And these guys are trying to fight someone, but they get zapped, and next we get to see the same guy that was driving the ship in the trailer for the arc after Moro, and he has a plasma gun or a laser gun, some sort of gun, but he just took out this entire squad all on his own. So it just shows that he on his own is a force to be reckoned with, but at the same time it also gives us the insight that he isn't a ki user. He is one that uses weapons. I highly doubt that he's hiding his own abilities like Mirrors was. He probably just doesn't have any. That's the reason he was flying a ship. He's not flying through space like Superman, and he's using a weapon. So again, I gotta give kudos to Toyotaro for making the characters that aren't Goku level be important in the story, making them be something great in the story and giving us more insight into how these guys, behave. Honestly, we could have a whole spin-off with just the Galactic Patrol portion of Dragon Ball Super. I would like to see that. I would like to see them coming up against the Frieza army or something like that, without Frieza being involved, obviously, but just their military, and see what the power scaling says at that level. We now see what the face reveal of Granola the Survivor actually is, and let me just give you guys a little bit on his design. I love his hair. He's got like this crazy Jimmy Neutron style hair. Looks really cool. I love his jacket. I love his scarf. I just like his design as a whole. He definitely seems almost like a space bounty hunter of some kind. And it looks like when we thought in the trailer that he was the one that had stolen 73's head, it doesn't seem like that's the case, because he is actually looking, and as you guys can see in these pods on the bottom, these are all 73's legs. He is looking for 73, and it seems like this guy, who could be a crime boss of some kind, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of villains and criminals were on Earth at the time of Moro's death still, and they were all getting rounded up, so some of them could have escaped and taken the head and given it to this crime boss, and he is pissed off that all his forces are melting away at Granola the Survivor. Now, some people said that Granola kind of looks like some of the demons from Dragon Ball Heroes. He does in a sense, but he's got different ears. He's obviously more of a humanoid than them. I don't think that that's the case. I think that he could be a Tuffle, and this is the first one from Universe 7 that we've seen. Now, unfortunately for Granola, it seems like the bad guy who was controlling the entire facility, he may have activated all of the 73 clones, because these are all clones. They are obviously the 73 race, and in the back, Granola is surprised to see that 73, the original 73, in a very interesting way. This is actually the same way that they found Frieza back in Dragon Ball Z, floating through space. So he's missing his arm. Obviously, he's more than a head now. So I think that they've been regrowing him and at the same time cloning him, unless this is the facility where he was originally created and they created more of him, and this is the original one where they're trying to fix him up. That could be it. Whatever the case, Granola is happy to see him, and he may even know 73 from the past. He could be a prisoner, like the last Tuffle survivor was a prisoner that Moro freed. There are so many different possibilities that can go with this, but I definitely am enjoying the direction that they're going, and they're going more of a grounded direction. I mean, in the last chapter, we had basically two angels facing off, so I do like more of this grounded stuff. Obviously, you guys know that. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this new chapter, what it looks like, and do you think that Granola is a Tuffle? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and see who won hashtag End of Video Squad. The winner of today's hashtag End of Video Squad, the soul that decided to stay till the very end of my previous video and drop hashtag End of Video Squad on their comment, is going to be Izuku Midoriya. I think if they go the Vegeta going Super Saiyan route, he may save everyone or kill them all. I think they're going to do the Super Saiyan route. I do believe that that is the direction that Queen of Fangs is going with Vegeta, where he is going to transform into a Super Saiyan after seeing Bulma get destroyed or put in danger, going into Super Saiyan, and he could honestly be the type to kill Frieza right away instead of playing with him the way that Goku did. He could kill first form Frieza or even second form Frieza, hell, even third form. Honestly, he could even probably really seriously mortally wound final form Frieza in Super Saiyan if Frieza fucks around too much and decides to, you know, torture Bulma or threaten to kill Bulma or actually kill Bulma. Anyway, thank you so much for your comment, Izuku Midoriya. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.